Donkey Kong Bananza with the K Rool sign on it. What the hell is all this? The end. No. Gotta love the music too. Alright. And now is when it's gonna pick up or something? Oh. Oh, the music. Filthy monkeys. The Bananza root is mine. What? Very, very sticky flashback to Donkey Kong Country 1 fake ending. Oh my god. This is the music I was hoping for. I'm so glad we got this. Oh my goodness. Yes, Gangplank Galleon. Wow. Oh, now look, it's going up instead of going down. So we just gotta survive for until we get to the surface, I assume, right? Oh. Literally. Oh. Right? Oh. Oh my. No, he's destroying my platform. Oh, I'm jamming here. Oh, the music is so good. Holy crap. Like I said, I haven't even played... Oh my goodness. I haven't even played Donkey Kong Country before, but this is making me nostalgic to Donkey Kong Country. Hearing a remix this amazing. And having a finale like this as we slowly approach the surface. It's so cool. Okay. But yeah. Gameplay Galley, I assume that's the type before. Plus the intro music of Donkey Kong Country 2. Just small little heart. Not heart part. Blah. Blah. Typos, I presume. Oh! The music here, though. It's so good. Where are you at, huh? Literally throwing bananas at King K. Rool here. Maybe he dips out. We made it. Uh-oh. Well, the thing went away. So I guess it's one scripted, like, final sequence here. With barely any platform. It's fine. Well. I will claim the Bananza root. Watch me. Wait, this is New Donk City! This really is a follow-up to Odyssey. So, this is a human city. I'll take it. First, I'll spoil it rotten. Then I'll open my jaws and devour this whole town. I'll match his energy this time. Thank goodness for subtitles, because I could not hear you there. Oh my goodness. There's another phase. I don't think my amount of gold is all that important. I'm just gonna stay on this layout here. So... What? Oh my goodness. Normal day in New York, that's right. I don't know what I was expecting from the end of this game, but it was definitely not this. King K. Rool is back. Whoa. I assume I can climb this here. Oh, ah! The TV's here. Okay. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Am I immune to that? Does that count as fire? Where are we? New Dunk City, 225 meters. What? Oh. Oh, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Ah, go darn you! Okay, away I go. Don't touch the mush, it's yuck. All mushy and squishy. Oh! So, oh, I clipped my foot! Oh crap, man. Yeah, I was not expecting... What touched me? Are you shitting me? Oh, this tiny little piece pointing up here? Really? Oh my god, man. Well, oh. Well, I'm immune to this. Never mind. I was about to say I wasn't taking any damage, so I guess it counted as fire. Well, never mind. Okay, well, this is my last checkpoint then. At least I still have one smoothie there. Okay. Away I go. So maybe I just keep super zooming here or something? Huh. No, don't keep super zooming. Oh my god! And there goes my other smoothie. You'd love to see it. Well, now my health is really sucky. Speaking of sucky, do not clip my foot this time. Well, this is now all I've got. This is now all I'm working with. Oh, crap. That is very not good. So... What even got me? That? Oh, crap. Well... Yikes. Okay. Huh. I like how we're getting like a combination of the Bananza songs here. That's what we've kind of got. I heard it go from ostrich to zebra, like transitioning really cleanly. What a mess. Oh my god. Are they safe to touch? Uh-oh. I'm dead again. I don't know if I can touch the spiky guys. I'm going to assume no. If I had to hazard a guess here. Yeah, the Funny Monkey game isn't exactly a walk in the park easy. It has actual challenge to it. You'll love to see it. Okay. Don't know why it keeps on freezing there briefly. Maybe it just does that whenever it shoots a thing. Down with the king. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh! What?! Am I not on the side that the game wanted me on? It seemed like I was kind of stuck there. Should I have been climbing the other side here? Let me guess it's the same checkpoint as it was before. I'm gonna guess those two ex-Void Coast staff members are gonna come and help us at the last minute here or something. Here. So it probably wants me to actually do this, right? Oh, there goes half my health. There it goes. I'm still gonna do this here. Yeah, I want me to climb this side. Here. And then break through this way. Yeah, I got stuck there. Okay. Don't mind me. Okay, this has got to be another checkpoint, right? I can get my health back there, but I can't exactly get my drinks back. Oh my. Well, I might just be operating off of one health go. I guess that doesn't regenerate. I guess I wouldn't need to if you're fully restored anyway, but... Oh, you've got to be kidding me! You know what? Just purposefully take myself out at this point so I can go into the next segment with full health for sure. I'll take the 500 gold bite. I was not expecting those guys to be there and do that. Yeah. Here, skip the thing because I saw it before. So maybe... Instead of even having to time my things there, what if I instead do, like... I can just do this, and then I don't have to worry about these guys at all. Look, there we go. Oh! If I'm not immediately Zebra, I die. I tried to switch in midair, it didn't let me. Well, maybe I can do what I just did, but then switch to Zebra at the... Yeah. Like, as I'm falling. That's a thing that I can do, right? Just to test here really quickly. Yeah, I can. Okay. Let's do that then, in that case. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna lose my entire pension. Is what's gonna happen here. Yeah. I know I shouldn't be doing it like this, but you know, whatever. Okay. You've got to be kidding me, man. If I have to redo this, I'll just do it like the intended way. Okay. My good gracious. Here we go. Well. I'm not going in with many hearts here. I'm either gonna get 1 or 2 shot. Probably 2 shot? I don't know. I can't change my thing. Oh, I'm back to default. You broke through my Kremlin crew. No surprise. Your beat is strong. However, I've got my own beat. I've got the Bananza root, and when it comes to rot, I rule. Oh my. I'm rotten to my core. Now I'll turn you into Bananza mush and eat a meal fit for king. King K. Rool, King of Rot. Sounds like a name that you'd see in like an Elden Ring or something. Yeah, I was about to say here. Okay. Okay. Then he goes to kind of normal form there, it looks like. So it's kind of like before, but crazier. Oh, that damages me. Well, good to know. So, I mean... Don't worry, I'm being careful here. Come on. Okay. And then a smidge of this, I just can't get hit again. Easy, just don't get hit. Easy peasy, don't worry about it. Just don't get hit at all. So he's gonna chill there for a little bit. Okay. Come on, get him a little bit. Yeah, don't be in the way of that. I'm very, very slowly going through his health. He's only doing this. Never mind. He's doing different attacks now. Oh. What the hell? What the? Oh, the lag. I'm dead. The music. More remixes here. Pretty awesome. Well, start me from here, though. I would have loved to have gone into this with some drinks, but... Oh my god, it's here. Oh, but at least there's a guy. On subsequent tries. Okay, yes. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Well, time to spend a shit ton of gold. Alright, well. No, come on! You jump for the earlier one and then it lines you up perfectly to land face first into the second one. Man. Okay. But now I have an idea of what to expect. So those explodey things, I guess I should probably punch them away. That or stand close to them because they didn't actually affect the area right next to them. Come on. Oh, yeah. Being stuck running there. Okay, let's see it. It's fine that I don't have full health going into this, right? Okay, go up the thing, please. Okay. Something like that-ish. I don't know. Yeah, this battlefield is gonna get so dang littered with, like, everything here. Guess I don't have to stand so far back. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, he slaps his belly there too. Basically has his own Bananza transformation. Okay. Come on. Go, 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 go. Get a little bit of damage where I can. Just the tiniest little smidge. Oh, come on. I was trying to dip out of there. Dang it. Well, not the best start. So I don't know where the heck he is. Well, this corner should be safe here now, right? My god. Okay, I have to get on these. Oh, that corner was safe. I could have just dipped further in. Man, it really lags when that comes in. Ah. What? It still got me? Please. I was trying so hard to get away from that. What? How'd I run into that? I think because when you get hit by one, it keeps you running automatically for a while, and so I kind of went into that. Would throwing chunks do anything? It looks like a little bit here. Okay. Okay. And then a smidge of that. Yeah, I have no more health drinks. This is not looking great here. It really wants me to hold the charge punch. Okay, get out of there a little bit more preemptively this time. I gotta clear some of this crap out. Okay, well, he clears the crap out for me. Nice. That's good. I shouldn't be running up to him while he's like that. So. Do a little smidge of, oh, they bounce now. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, I have to hit his belly. It seems like it's doing something extra. Maybe? Maybe I'm losing my mind. I could be going crazy. But it looked like there was something going on there, at least. Okay. Okay. And then... I could have sworn something looked a little bit different there before a second ago. I don't know. I don't know. The music's so good. Very much enjoying the Donkey Kong Country remixes. Dang it, man. At least it didn't damage me. At least there's that. You gonna land somewhere? Can I hit him with these? Please. Okay, I just have to punch them. I don't have to charge punch them. So it should be safe over here. Yes, it is. So much lag. Okay, yeah. Frame rate is not always cooperating here. Okay, doesn't damage me this time at least. Okay, I now have a decent bit of area over here that I can play with a little bit. I don't know if this would do anything. Yes, it would. Okay. I don't know if that does anything extra. The health bar did appear. Okay, so... Oh. It was that. I thought he was getting ready for the ultra suck. This is what I thought he was doing. Oh. Okay, like that. Yeah, that's definitely big damage there. Okay, please. Little smidges where I can. Okay. My oh my. Yeah, now he does the big suck. Okay, yeah, don't pull me into any of that. Don't be doing any of that. Give us a bit of a fresh start here. Oh my, what the heck even? Get rid of the thing, please! Oh, crap. Interesting paths they travel now. Quite the curveballs here. This loop? Nope, it was a wider arc than I thought it would be. Give me some space. Give me some space here. I need some space to work with. Maybe I can just regular punch them. I probably don't need to charge punch them, do I? Well, maybe I do. I don't know. Not entirely sure. Here. Oh, you can send them into each other. Oh. Okay, I can't farm these like for apples or anything, can I? The health that you come in here is all you get, I guess. Okay. Give me some space. And please don't lag on me too much. Whoa. Give me a little bit of space here. Yep, you're gonna do your arms thing. I'm gonna be going this way. Okay, so you teleport over to me like that. Yeah, be careful not to step on any of these by accident here. Can I, like... There we go. Just stop that a little bit early. Okay. Okay, and then there's this. So punch it back. Preemptively do this before he starts sending out walls. Come on, come on, come on! There we go. Then the big damage. That's it? No! My victory! Spoiled again!
It's over. DK? I'm going to make my greatest dream come true. And that dream is to sing for everyone here. Will you come with me, DK? have to make your dreams come true. Don't worry, I'll be okay. I'll keep the beat on my own. See you around, DK.
Are there bananas in the pit? Is that why he went back down there? Oh, we get the credit sequence while falling. Okay. Donkey Kong Bananza bunch. So I'm starting to think that that probably was a prequel story and that the grandmother that she was talking about was probably the original Pauline, and then that's like before Odyssey and all that. So she grows up in New Donk City and becomes the singer that we see in Mario Odyssey, is what I presume is going on here. Yeah. Don't know how she gets down from there exactly, but I presume that's what's going on here story-wise. King K. Rool didn't say anything about like, hey, it's you again, DK, or anything like that. So maybe that would have been like King K. Rool's origin, as the Banandium root had him sealed away, but now he's unleashed upon the world, like he was launched across the world there. So this probably leads into the Donkey Kong Country games and him going and pursuing bananas. I don't know, if I had to guess there. Should I mention the music in this game is amazing? It gives you the feelings like to say I'm not crying, you are. So yeah, that was Donkey Kong Bananza. That is not at all what I thought it would be. Honestly, like I was saying earlier this stream, before this game came out, I was like, okay, well, it's a new platformer game with Switch 2 stuff, and the gimmick is that you can go around, like, destroying all the things that you want to destroy. Like, okay, I'm sure it'll be kind of fun, but I don't know. Is kind of what my thoughts were going into this, just being like, alright, well, new platformer game, trying something new. You can destroy stuff, and that's probably going to trivialize every puzzle. I don't know, it might not be all that interesting. And then I played this game, and it's like, okay, breaking stuff does trivialize a lot of puzzles, but, like, they're designed that way. Like, this game absolutely wants you to break it in half, both literally and metaphorically, and, like, it absolutely encourages that. And, you know, you would think that after, like, however many hours in I am at this point, I've lost track of time. Like, time has been flying by. I've genuinely been having fun playing this game. However many hours I have in at this point, you would think after that amount of time, you would get bored of punching things, and punching things being the solution to almost everything. No, it doesn't. How the heck did they make a game where you're punching things for like 10 to 20 hours and you're not getting bored? Like, I don't get it. But it was genuinely fun there. What are some good things to mention about this game here? In terms of just general progression, let's talk about the 3D Mario games first and foremost. So, my first 3D Mario game that I played was Mario Galaxy. I later played Mario Sunshine, but my first one that I played was Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii, since I first started on a PS2 and then I got a Wii and I played Nintendo consoles from there. And one of the things I really liked about Mario Galaxy on the Wii was that, or on any platform I guess, but about Mario Galaxy, is just the levels where it's like, go in here, here's this challenge ahead of you, go get the star at the end. And I was challenging myself with, like, all those individual levels. And then with Mario Odyssey, I did kind of like the idea of the open nature there, and I really like the platforming abilities. Like, when I played Galaxy as a kiddo, I really enjoyed having, like, the whole double jump and stuff like that. But in Odyssey, you have that much and so much more with the things that you can do with Cappy. It was one of those games that was simple, but had, like, a very high skill ceiling, and that was something I very much appreciate about the game. But I wish that I could use that high skill ceiling to tackle these levels in a you know, in a very interesting way. Whereas, like, maybe I can skip some really big sections of these levels here, but no, I can't reach that. But instead of being levels, it was just open areas, go find power moons. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, it's still fun, like, it's still entertaining, but I still would like to see exact levels, how I can clear them using, like, the skills at my disposal and stuff like that. And I also didn't quite like how there's not really much point gaining power moons past the amount that you need. Like, after you get the amount that you need to progress, what's the point in getting more, unless you want to get to, like, the, what is it, the dark side of the moon or whatever the heck. I never ended up getting to there, because I honestly never felt that Odyssey quite entertained me enough to warrant me collecting enough power moons to get there, because it was just like, go around and find them around the world as power moons are coming out your ass, they're everywhere. And it was a similar thing here for, like, the bananas, but the adventure continues. But the thing is, the bananas in this are purely optional. Like, there is still an actual just main objective in each area, whether that be going around collecting the disc pieces to the sacred record or whatever the heck, or just going around and hitting all the burger switches or something like that, like whatever the main objective was. So there was always a main objective that was separate from the bananas. You don't have to eat any bananas, like, it's purely optional. But unlike the power moons, they actually did something outside of being, like, the mandatory progression thing. So because each area had, like, its own main objective, this was essentially the level format that I would have enjoyed from Mario Galaxy, where it's like, yep, here's this exact challenge to clear, find a way to cheese it over with the tools at your disposal. So I had exact levels to clear, because there was, you know, these that were set in stone. And then the things that are coming out your ass that are around the world as collectibles are purely optional. But you feel more motivated to do them, because instead of just making the number go up, it gives you skill points for a skill tree that I never thought I would care about a skill tree in, like, a Mario / Donkey Kong platformer. I should just say, like, a Nintendo platformer game. But there was a skill tree in a Nintendo platformer game, and with skills that I actually cared about. I think in a lot of games, there's, like, a very delicate balance to strike in a skill tree between making the player not feel like they've had essential gameplay elements essentially stripped out of your starting kit just so that they could be locked behind a skill tree, and making the skills feel like they're too much, they break the game or something like that. But this, I feel like, struck the balance well of, like, it feels like all the tools are at my disposal, but the things in the skill tree are, like, really, really nice. I guess the other thing that I should have said is not that they're too much, is that they're too little. That's what I meant to say, but my brain malfunctioned. Striking a balance between the skill tree not feeling like the developers have cut essential parts of the experience, but also making the skills feel like they're not so minor that they're basically insignificant. I feel like this game struck a really good balance where it's like, nothing felt like it was essential, but there's so much stuff there that's like, ooh, I would like that, that would help. And so I felt motivated to go get the bananas, unlike the power moons, where I couldn't even be motivated to get to, like, the post-game area of the dark side of the moon or whatever the heck, just because I couldn't be bothered just going around collecting moons until whatever amount that was. But here, there's, like, constantly something along the way and spotting, like, what skill do I want to save up for next? And so it was a much bigger motivational factor to go around getting all the collectibles around the world, while still having that preset exact level that everybody that plays the game has to clear to actually progress the main story with, you know, the level style format of punch, punch. 3 months later here. So in that way, it essentially had the things that I liked about a format that's more linear, like Mario Galaxy, and a format that's more open, like Mario Odyssey, combined into one game. Find bananas. Huh? But yeah, in my mind, this game is a masterpiece. Still personally think it should win Game of the Year, in my opinion, I guess, and all the DK emotes there. Wonder how this game fares against Mario Kart World and Best Family Game in the Game Awards? Guess we shall find out. I'll probably look at it, like, after the fact, just out of curiosity, and see what people are saying about it and stuff, but I probably won't be watching the Game Awards live. I honestly don't like the Game Awards. Oh, Banana Gold Rush. I never have. So, go this way. Is the town okay? Just go this way here. Now what happens? Like, we're back to Ingot Isle here. Should I save part of my review until, like, it's done? Because presumably something's gonna happen gameplay-wise that gives us Pauline back. Otherwise, we won't be able to break the things, right? I can still whistle, but, like, the Boomtown entrance? Guess it just... Am I missing something here? I can't teleport to anything that has me fast travel. Oh, hold on. Zoom? Hold on a hot second here. Oh, you guys are over here. Hi. Well, if it ain't DK. I caused a heap of trouble for you back when I was working for the boss. Well, there's water under the bridge now, right? We're all friends here. Been making myself useful while you've been gone. I patched up this here hole, for instance. I also tried my hand at making something you'd probably recognize. Oh, it's one of them warp gong things. I set it up in the crater through there. If you have a minute, do me a solid. Go make sure it's working right, will ya? It was a satisfying challenge. Take a look. Appreciate the craftsmanship. I'm sure you're gonna go appreciate the craftsmanship right now, alright? If you don't appreciate it, I might have to show you how much I don't appreciate you. I mean, realistically, even if I could whistle, I would still need Pauline back because she has outfits too that all have like their own gameplay effects. Look who it is. You haven't changed one bit. I heard a little rumor that you beat up my ridiculous former boss. I also heard you clobbered up some sort of enormous crocodile. Up on the surface, you've certainly been busy. Well, it was a good thing I left that company. It's not like I could have stood up to you anyway. No one can, it seems. What I don't understand is what happened to the adorable duo. Surely you didn't break up the band. I mean, quite the collaboration. Those two are good eggs. Yeah, I'll go down there in a second. Yeah, once the story is wrapped up, I'll finish my full review here. Built one getaway in this layer. I assume there's not going to be any dialogue or anything for chilling out here now. Wow, a bonus heart. Give me that bit of gold there. Give me a banana. Give me one. Enjoy your banana. Get aisle chip exchange. Well, still some dudos around here, so I felt towards the end of the game I wasn't really using this whistle all that much. Now I need to. Where the heck? It's not showing me. Oh, over there. Guess maybe I'm too far or something. Oh, well, I'm down here now. So surely something that'll happen that'll get Pauline back here, and then the game is like, yep, the world is open up to you. Go dick around as much as you want. That's what I presume will be the case. Okay. Renovated crater. Oh, I should have read the thing back there first. Well, I should have done. Responsibilities!
I'm freaking out! I'm doing this live show at City Hall. But first, I've got to come up with a new song. I came back hoping to find inspiration. That's it. The elders know all about creating music. Yes, you and me, let's go see the elders right now.
Okay. Okay, so I guess there's a little bit of a post-game quest that you can do, too. Pauline is back. You got a new outfit for Pauline. Alright, explore the underground world. So now you can go wherever there, I guess, because, you know, the gong is there. You're a bit lower than the game probably expected you to be, but the singer returned. For your singing we've yearned. Now we rejoice to hear your sweet, sweet voice. We've been on a break, but we're about ready to start construction back up. The lower layers are fun, but you should explore Ingot Isle too. You might feel as strange. Some things have changed. Yeah, and I can do stuff with all the Bananza abilities and all that. So what exactly is this, huh? Sloppy handwriting. Warp Gong prototype number 0001. Project lead Grumpy Kong. Ah, I gotcha. Well, yeah, I guess this isn't quite the end of this playthrough then, because I will at least see what this post-game quest is with, like, the elders and stuff. Oh, good to see you again, young lady. I have a question. Would you like a barrel cannon here as well? I could offer you our oh-so-nice welcome back price. Just need you to cover the material costs. Rock on! Construction complete. Whee! Well, if I want to do, like, pretty self-contained things over at Fragapalooza, like, whenever I do parts of my ongoing playthroughs at LAN events, I always like to do things that are pretty self-contained, in that you don't really need to have backstory of, like, being caught up to the game up until that point to, know what the heck is going on. Because, like, if someone just tunes into a LAN playlist that I'm doing to see all of, say, Fragapalooza or Mega LAN start to finish, and sees me at, like, a random part in the middle of, like, this playthrough, then a random part in the middle of this playthrough, and a random part in the middle of this playthrough, there's a little bit of craziness and a whole lot of things to be, like, right in the middle of and be so completely lost on if there's, like, a whole bunch of, like, story stuff that's going on there. So I always like to do things that are self-contained, like, I was mentioning doing one of Assassin's Creed Valhalla's DLCs at Fragapalooza since that playthrough is ongoing, and then doing a DLC start to finish, then it's like, hey, self-contained story. Maybe if I do the epilogue stuff of this with the elders, that'd be relatively self-contained. That might be kind of cool. And I'm sure that there's gonna be a bunch of people at the event that are like, whoa, Donkey Kong Bananza. I've been playing that game a whole bunch. That's super fun. And stuff like that. So, I don't know, maybe I'll play a little bit of this game at Frag. After all here, it really depends on how much time I'm gonna have at the event. So maybe I'll just hold off on streaming this game until at least Frag, and then we'll see just how much time I have. Because in terms of for sure single player stuff that I'm doing is going to be, you know, full playthrough of that first DLC of AC Valhalla and Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Or technically Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion if you want to be exact about the title. Then maybe I'd have time for a little bit of this too? I don't know. Plus a whole bunch of multiplayer games both with Finn, and I'm sure other people around the venue. Like last year I had a decent few people come up to me and challenge me to Smash Bros. And I was like, okay. And then I just immediately switch games and I go over to Smash Bros. Like that's how it goes. Well, well, it looks like the dynamic duo is back together. I approve. Been a while. I heard a little rumor that you beat up the ridiculous former boss. Yeah. So that's the same thing there. You good? Why, yes. I started a new business. With Grumpy, if you can believe it. Bide and Banana? Beard and Banana? What does that say there? Perhaps we can work together sometime. Maybe. I'll quickly say hi here, and then I'll, like, give my review and go to bed, because it's literally... Well, look, you can see the time right there. There, DK. Pauline, got a project? Poppy and I teamed up to start our own construction company. Bed and Banana. Oh. So, you won't be interested in funding some construction projects around here, would you? Won't cost much. Just a piddly bit of gold. And it'll buy quality work. Parts and labor will cost you. I'll see this next time, how about? Just tune in next time and you'll see what it is. The Warp Gong. Pretty close to the real deal, ain't it? The Warp Gong, I mean. I even tuned it to summon that eel. Took a lot of trial and error, but we got there. Alright. Well, I might have a decent few things to say about this game, and I don't want to be listening to this while I'm chatting about it and stuff. So, maybe I mute the game. Is it delayed? I was thinking before it seemed a little bit delayed. Like, very slightly. I think my capture card is bugging out. I'm gonna mute it anyway. And I'm going to go put on my... How about my Donkey Kong Remixes playlist here on Shuffle? That seems fitting here. Let's put this on Shuffle here. Alright, so... I was just talking about, Here, I'm just gonna adjust the volume of this slightly here. To, like, there-ish. I was kind of talking about how this kind of combined the elements of, like, the more open nature of Odyssey in terms of, like, the bananas, while also having the linear nature of something like Mario Galaxy in terms of, like, the actual objectives, like the ancient records or the burger switches, where it's like, yep, here is an exact level that is handcrafted for you to do start to finish, and every player has to do it. But with lots of room to break it in all sorts of ways. And I really quite like that, because That was something that I kind of missed in Odyssey, is like having, like, of course there were still some areas that felt more like handcrafted levels in Odyssey, but you just didn't have to engage with them if you didn't want to. You could just go around and get power moons from wherever the heck else and be on your way, get that amount, and it's like, alright, no reason to really stick around here anymore apart from getting the number to go up. Let's just be on our way now. And that was typically the way that I played Odyssey. So while I really liked the platforming ability in that game, like the tools that were at your disposal with Cappy and the capture abilities, and even just like the different things that you could do with like the cap jumps and stuff like that, I just didn't have the exact areas that got me to use them, and, well, got me to use them in as interesting of ways. I don't know. The things that were like levels that I would have really liked to challenge my Cappy platforming abilities to see what ways I can cheese it over and stuff like that. So considering this game had actual kind of more linear segments in the midst of its open areas, the exact challenge of Ancient Record or Burger Switches or whatever the heck, and I was able to challenge like my platforming ability to get to those, I really quite like that. Plus, like, the craziness that you can do with the platforming ability in this game, with like the whole snake, ostrich, and the like, they do have quite the look there. I don't know if I think that they're alright, or think that I think that they're charming in a unique way. I don't think that they're as awful of monstrosities as some say that they are, but they're certainly something, I will say here. But yeah, being able to chain them together I thought was pretty cool here. I do wish that in the final boss that there was more utilization of the snake and ostrich there. Like, maybe he sends like big walls at you and you have to like snake jump over them. But it really felt like you only needed these 3 Bananza abilities in the final boss and you were good. But a lot of these other ones I was using a lot throughout the game, especially like the ostrich and the snake. I was skipping a lot of the zebra segments just by jumping over them, and it was fun and satisfying to do that. I honestly thought, like, as I was mentioning earlier, with the whole being able to break through anything kind of gimmick of this game, that it would very much trivialize a lot of the game, that you'd be able to break a lot of the puzzle, and would the puzzles still be fun then? Oh yeah, they definitely still were, and it's, this game is very much designed to be broken. That is absolutely what the developers expected here. This very much takes, like, the Mario Odyssey / Breath of the Wild approach of any solution is a correct solution. And with more tools to break this, I very much enjoyed finding ways to break it in two. So, I already enjoyed the abilities that I could use with Cappy to, like, really platform around in cool, interesting ways. But then having some of these tools at my disposal, like this, being able to break the terrain, being able to build bridges, do crazy stuff with chunks here, I really quite like that. So it took the higher skill ceiling of Odyssey platforming that I liked and tuned it up even further. I mean, maybe. I guess I never got to, like, the true skill ceiling of platforming in Odyssey. I'm sure that you can take it to a much higher level than I got to or anything like that, but at least for the skill level that I'm at here, I was able to do crazier things, and that was something that I appreciated here. And I really like games that, at base level, it's like, hey, they're super simple, anyone can pick this up and enjoy it, but it has like a really high skill ceiling. And sometimes that can be a really difficult balance to strike with games. But this feels absolutely like a game where, you know, you pass this to a kiddo that plays this as their first platformer game. They can absolutely get into it and clear the game just fine. But, you know, maybe they'd be doing things like paying the big stones there that say that you're not allowed to be here and have to go out and farm some gold to be able to do that, potentially. Like, there's always a path forward, there's always a simple route forward, but there's always a super complicated, over-the-top route forward for the super crazy hooligans that want to really challenge their game skill and really see how far they can push this game. And I love that. So it's like, you've got something that's gonna make everybody happy there in that sense, where it's not forcibly simple to bore players that want to pursue a higher skill ceiling. Like, there is the higher complexity there, but if you don't want to pursue the higher complexity, you can play it in a simple way, and it's a simple game with a high skill ceiling, and I really like games that are able to achieve, like, a really good balance of that. Like I was mentioning earlier with the whole skill points, sometimes it's also difficult to achieve a balance of making these feel impactful, but not making the player feel like core gameplay elements have been removed and put behind a skill tree. Like, nope, I absolutely felt like I had all the tools that I needed. But the stuff here is very much like, ooh, what do I want next? Ooh, that's pretty cool. I kind of want that, you know, all sorts of things here. So I did genuinely care about going out and collecting the bananas on, like, you know, the power moons past the amount that I needed, as I mentioned before. So I really quite like the gameplay there. I think my biggest complaint with the gameplay is just when it comes to the terrain destruction. I do like how free flow it is, like, you know, just this little bit sticking up here, and, you know, how dynamic it is. It's not like a Minecraft kind of thing where it's exact kind of amounts that get destroyed. Like, I do like that. But it did result in a decent amount of jank where it's like, you know, let's say this area is destroyed here like this or something like that. Wow. Okay, I was trying to have there be just this tiniest little chip remaining. Here, I'll use this as an example. Like, let's say there's a little bit of sludge in, like, the feast layer or something like that. And, you know, let's say this is clear. And I'm walking across here, and it's like, I took damage, and it's like, what? From what? And then you look here, and it's like, look, there's the tiniest little itty-bitty smidge that's still there that damaged you. So stuff like that would be a little bit annoying. Or let's say I go to throw a chunk like this, and then I honestly kind of half expected it to get caught on this little lip right here. Or like, yeah, that's gonna hit that lip. That one isn't that egregious of an example. I'm kind of in this pit here, that kind of makes sense. But there were so many times where I would go to throw a chunk and it just clips something, and then the chunk just gets eaten. Or gets, you know, sucked into the thing, like, right in front of me, and not the far off thing that I'm actually trying to throw it at. Or that one fossil that I was trying to get in the feast layer earlier this stream, where it's caught in all that muck, so I'm trying to throw salt at it. And if you hit the fossil right on with the salt just go poof, and then it doesn't affect any of the muck around it. Or even if I'm aiming for, like, just above it, if I so much as clip that fossil there, the salt just goes poof, and then it doesn't affect any of the actual stuff, and then I keep having to try over and over again. So, you know, the little chances of stuff clipping other stuff, I would find to be a little bit jank. So, I feel like I probably would have enjoyed this game more if it was like, if it happens to clip just a tiny little corner of an object, then it doesn't affect it, and it affects, like, the object at large that the player's actually aiming for, or something like that. But, you know, it wasn't like it was a thing that was happening constantly by any means. It's not like it's an egregious thing that, like, you know, destroys the entire gameplay system of this game or anything like that. It was just a minor annoyance that got in my way a little bit sometimes. And that's probably my biggest gameplay complaint, is just, like, the jankiness of there being the tiniest little lip of something that's left, or throwing a chunk at something and it just barely clipped something else and wasn't at all what you were aiming for, because it's got the tiniest little triangle that's still sticking out with the way that it has, like, the whole terrain of this work. Do I have any other real gameplay complaints? Call it a nitpick if you want, but I hate the fact that the skill tree goes in this order, but, like, the list here goes in this order. And, like, I get it. They wanted to have Snake next to Ostrich, so it's easy to switch between the two, like, get height and then, you know, switch to that. But just have the skill tree have these two switched here. I get that they want it to be the order that you got them, but already at this point, you have the choice of, like, which one you want to go after first, like, which area you want to go to first that unlocks which of these first. And I ended up getting Ostrich first, so I already got this first while I still had question marks here, so it wouldn't be that egregious to be getting, you know, the elephant here first, and then there's still question marks here, and I get Snake later. So just a little bit of OCD stuff where I wish that the order there was a little bit better. I guess one other gameplay complaint that I can have is some of the bosses I felt a little bit easy. I do like how they try to change this up from, like, the typical Mario/Zelda format of hit the boss, like, 3 times, get 3 key openings, and then you defeat them, instead giving bosses health bars. But some of them, like the very first kind of big boss that I faced of Stomp and Clomper there, once you figure out what's going on there and you bust in there and bust it up, the boss is done just like that. And I kind of like the bosses of this game, and I wish that they lasted a little bit longer. Or like the, what was that one? I forget what the name of that one was. That was like the flying one. You had to throw chunks of it during the Tempest layer with the elephant power here to get it to fall down, and then you would smack it. That one went by really fast because while it did have 3 phases, it was split across multiple layers. So while it felt like a persistent threat that you were continuing to go down and, like, go after and stuff like that, each individual phase was like really short. So when we got to like the final pretty epic battlefield there, it's doing all these super crazy attacks and lightning is striking down everywhere. I'm like, holy crap, this is crazy. You just get one opening and punch it and it's done for. And it's like, oh, I was liking that. I wanted more of that, you know? So I wouldn't have minded it being a couple goes at each layer there. I certainly wouldn't have minded that. Or a 3 for right at the end and not the earlier ones. I think I would have liked having all the battles that you had against that. But then maybe the final one, because it's the final one, you have to do a 3 for. Because that bit at the end with all the lightning and stuff was crazy. And I wanted to play more of that, you know? So some of the bosses definitely felt like they were going by a little bit too fast. Or like the second encounter with Poppy Kong, just figuring out that, you know, she's going super speed. I got a zebra after her. I think I only hit her like 2 times and then she was done. Maybe it was 3. Maybe 3 was the golden rule and I'm not remembering here exactly. But it was done in like no time. Like, it was like maybe a minute or 2 or something like that. So I actually quite like the bosses of this game, but I felt that like they were maybe a little bit short. Maybe that's because the devs were expecting the players to take longer to figure out what you were supposed to do. Like, how long it was taking me to figure out that, well, the fact that I wasn't figuring out the fact that the balls could be hit back at King K. Rool. And it had to be told to me that that was a thing that I could do, and it's like, oh, yeah, whoops. If there was a segment where you hit those things earlier in the game to show, like, hey, it's those same kind of spheres, I can hit them. I mean, I guess the game sort of had that with, like, the sphere enemies that you hit, and then you hit again, and then, you know, it clears up areas of lava, so maybe the game did tutorialize that enough, and I was just being big dumb there in the moment, is what could have been the case. But yeah, I think those are my only real gameplay complaints that I can think about at the moment, is, I wish the bosses lasted a little bit longer, and and my biggest issue is just sometimes the stuff with the chunks is a little bit jank. But apart from that, I don't think I really have much in the way of complaints with the gameplay of this game. Exactly. Part of me kind of wishes that if I'm gonna die, I can choose whether to, like, respawn here and consume my smoothie right now, or just, like, respawn normally and eat the 500 gold. Because the smoothies cost more than it costs to respawn. The smoothies each cost 1,000, and the gold costs 500 to respawn. And there might be some instances where it's like, alright, I'm just okay with respawning and saving my smoothie for later. My checkpoint wasn't that long ago, so I guess that could be a gameplay complaint as well, as it'd be nice if I had the choice where it's just like, do you want to respawn now or save your smoothie for later? But, you know, when would a Nintendo game do something like that? So there were some times where it's like, I wish I could have just, like, normally died and then I respawn and save my smoothie, but it's not a super big deal. Like, it's not something that, like, completely breaks the game or anything like that. So, like, I'm really having to rack my mind here about, like, what other gameplay complaints do I have after all this praise, but I don't know if I can really think of much else. Another example of a chunk being jank was when I went to go slide on that first zip line and it kept on canceling it, and I thought that there was something wrong with the chunk, but I think it's because I threw another chunk earlier and there was just like a tiny little corner sticking out and my foot was clipping on it and not letting me use the zip line, and then I kept on questioning myself, like, is the zip line not working? Is there something that I'm missing here? Do I have to press a different button? And I just didn't know how the heck. So, yeah, jank with the chunks. Is that a tree that I can feed over there? So, yeah, I don't know if I have much in the way of gameplay complaints there. I think that's mostly it. Maybe I'll come up with something later and put it in, like, the description or pinned comment of this on the YouTube side of things after this is uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, so it wasn't exactly perfect, but it was pretty good, man. Boop. I'm motivated to do that post-sprint treat. Yeah, look, a skill point that I care about here. Pauline's outfit's been reverted. I don't really need that or anything. Oh, sometimes I noticed, I guess, when I was flying there, and some other instances, where I would be in my Bananza mode here, and it would run out, but then it would automatically use my next charge that I had at the ready. Even if I didn't want to do that. I think it was mostly when I was in, like, ostrich mode or something like that, because sometimes it wouldn't do it, and I guess it made sense that they wouldn't want you to, like, have the flight canceled part way, that figuring that the player might want to keep going, but I noticed that sometimes there. And then there was something else minor I was just about to mention that I just remembered, and then I literally just forgot. So, oops. maybe it'll come to me later. This is how much gold it's using up here. I'm not entirely sure. There's gonna be one other minor thing I was gonna mention. Must not be that important then, must not be that big of a deal. Yeah, I cannot think of it. Well, that's the stuff mentioned about the gameplay. Oh, and I guess sometimes on like really rough surfaces, sometimes the climbing might be a little jank. I get caught in some places. Wow, this is using a lot of my gold, isn't it? This is using much more than I thought it would. But I guess because this counts as like final area thing, because you beat the game to get to this place, I presume this wasn't here the first go. Considering there wasn't all that much to Ingot Isle in the beginning, it's just like, this is the place that leads to like the first real place there. That just cost like 10k or something. Well, here, I'll take these. If I do go around and get some of these other ones in other areas later, I'm sure they'll be a whole lot cheaper. So I probably missed a whole bunch. This is probably a real expensive one. But yeah, well, that's the gameplay there. The story was very basic, like, as you would expect from a game like this. I wouldn't be going into this expecting, like, some crazy, like, 70-hour JRPG story. But, you know, it's cute. Like, it gets the job done there, and, I feel like it's better than the typical 3D Mario plot of, like, yep, here's just another go of, like, going and saving Peach and stuff like that. And maybe some other stuff along the way. Like, this was definitely better than that. And, like, the, you know, the pair of these two is cute and charming, and being able to do the outfits for both of them and stuff like that, that each has their own perks, that's cool. Did like that. Does this not come back here? Destroy it completely, why not? And, yeah, I guess that it probably is a, prequel story here, as I was mentioning before, where I'm assuming that her grandmother is probably the Pauline that Cranky Kong kidnapped. And that this is, like, a young DK before the events of a lot of Mario stuff. And then, you know, this Pauline grows up to be the lead singer in New Donk City there. Is what this, very much seems to imply. That's what seems to be going on here. And it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. At first I thought, like, when I saw Pauline in the trailers, it's like, okay, is that the same Pauline there? Is that, like, is this a prequel? Well, it can't be, because that's Cranky Kong there in some of the trailers. And it's like, nope, it is a prequel, but in a different way than we thought. It was not prequel to, like, Pauline being kidnapped. Like, it's not young version of her. It's a relative of her, is what it seems to be. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. And kind of cool to lead into stuff there. I was not expecting the finale to be in New Donk City. That was really cool there. So yeah, story was cute there. It was an interesting turnaround there, where the game leads you on to believe that the main antagonists are Voidco here, and then you have, like, the third act switcheroo. I was not expecting a third act switcheroo in the villain from a game like Donkey Kong Bonanza, of all things here. And especially when, like, all the trailers for this game, like, Nintendo would have, like, overview trailers for this game where it's, like, introducing Voidco, your main antagonist, and, like, the little profiles on each of the Voidco members and stuff like that, which leads you to believe, okay, well, these are gonna be, like, the main head honchos, and that's what the game has you believing throughout a lot of it. And then the kind of fake out final boss, and it's like, wait, there's more to this cool game. You can play more, and it gets even more epic. And honestly, like, that battle against Void Kong at the end there, I felt like, maybe this could be the final boss, considering Banandium Root was right there, and, it was a decent bit of chaos, so many particle effects on the screen. The game was lagging like crazy, because, oh, that's something else that I can mention gameplay-wise. That's actually another big complaint, is this is a new game on a brand new console that just released a couple months ago, and it has areas that severely lag. That should not be the case. Anyway, Void Kong's attacks going crazy, and me genuinely being challenged, avoiding all these obstacles, and being like, holy crap, this is insanity, skirting around all this stuff and battling him. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is actually the final boss here. I was not expecting the surprise King K. Rool there. Which, again, like I was saying before, I guess is kind of like, I guess, King K. Rool origin. Because, again, he didn't say, like, so we meet again, DK, or anything like that. I guess he, oh. Do I have to, like... Here. Ah! 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 Please! Get those ones that are spinning! Dang it! Here, hold on. Let me chip away at some stuff while I'm chatting about things. 'Cause it's fun. Hold on. Let's look at some spinning things here, right? Probably. Is it not? 44%? Give me this stuff. Give me all the things. I'm not getting this here, am I? I have no idea how the heck to... I have no idea, man. Whatever. Wow. But yeah, so I thought that the fake out there was pretty good. And I took some damage there. With it being like origins of this iteration of Pauline here, then it's cool that they did like a origin thing for K. Rool as well, assuming I'm interpreting the story right here. It could be that I'm getting it completely wrong, but assuming that I'm getting it right here, that was a really cool way to go about it. I guess that shows us that like the Pauline that we've seen in the modern games here is not the Pauline that was kidnapped by Donkey Kong, but rather this Pauline, I guess, that is like the granddaughter, I would assume, of the Pauline that was kidnapped by Donkey Kong back when, and all that is what I assume is going on here. So yeah, that fits well with it being prequel kind of stuff, the stuff that they did with K. Rool. And it was a really epic kind of end. Again, like, I thought that the stuff with the Void Kong could have been the end, because I wasn't entirely sure, like, how epic of a finale to be expecting here. Like, you play something like, say, a Legend of Zelda game, and you're gonna be expecting, like, a pretty epic finale. Final battle there. But something like a Donkey Kong game, it's been so long since the Donkey Kong game, like, the last one would have been, Tropical Freeze. Unless you count Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which I guess I do. The Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake on the Switch here, since I put it in my Donkey Kong series playlist. If it has Donkey Kong in the title, I'm counting it there, but outside of stuff like that, I'm not counting that here. In terms of new Donkey Kong games, I'm pretty sure Tropical Freeze was the last one. I don't know what the final boss of that is like. I never finished Tropical Freeze. I finished Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, but I never finished Tropical Freeze. Blasphemous, I know. We'll make music to find your way. Yeah, I'll go there later. So, I didn't really have a frame of reference for how hard is this game going to go for, like, the epicness of its final boss. So we had, like, the fake-out final boss, and then K. Rool, and there's a decent smidge more game, and you fight all these enemies that you see in, like, Donkey Kong Country, so I guess that's where they all came from and stuff, so that's really cool. I quite like that there. Here, let's give all this gold to suck. Hell yeah. Get a whole bunch of gold this away. Sounds good to me. Boop. It's kind of hard to play and ramble at the same time. Maybe I should just, like, stay completely still, and then I'm not gonna be losing my mind here. So that was really cool gameplay-wise. Challenging you with, like, your Bananza abilities at the end of the game with the final areas there. The final area had a whole lot of wow factor, the whole banana area. I really liked the core of the Banandium route with, like, all the spinning bananas and stuff like that. I thought it looked really visually cool and also kind of, you know, funny with the whole banana theme and stuff like that that's going on with this game. Fitting, funny, but also just really well animated and really cool and satisfying and stuff like that. Did quite like that. But yeah, so you had the pretend final boss of Void Kong, and then going up against King K. Rool, and it's like, okay, is this the final boss? And again, I didn't really have a frame of reference, so I didn't know what to expect. So I thought maybe that was it. But then I saw the opportunity to get the stuff there, like at the stuff shop, and I was like, oh, well, I guess this is not the end. Like, there's no way this is the end, because it's giving me stuff here. Why would it give me stuff if this wasn't the end? If there wasn't more to repair for? But then it, you know, it seemed like things were going okay. We were going to the surface, the stuff was resolved, we got the wish for bananas and going to the surface, and it's like, oh, it is resolved. And honestly, I was feeling a little bit let down. Like, and I don't know if that's the intended feel they were going for there, because it's like, okay, I was kind of hoping more. What the heck was the point of that stuff shop otherwise? So it kind of did throw me for a loop. But then seeing the Donkey Kong Bananza with the K. Rool text, and then, like, all the K themes in the credits was really fitting. And then, like, Gangplank Galleon coming in, and having the moment that it hits hard being when, like, K. Rool comes up, like, ooh, that really hits ya. And he comes up with his, like, propeller thingamabob, his up special. That, and then you fight, like, on the way up. And this entire game that you spent going deeper down and having like your elevation go down as you see that little counter there, now instead like going up, doing the opposite. Well, I guess it's going down in terms of like your depth, you know what I mean, in terms of the numbers there. And while you're fighting him off and just trying to survive on your platform, I thought that was kind of cool, and the music was going so hard. And then I was like, alright, well, I guess this is the true final boss now. It's gonna be one of those games where, like, the actual final boss is what you fight first, and then it's like a freebie final boss that you fight at the end. Or like a slightly less challenging final boss is, oh hi, is what I thought that was, where it's like, this is like, oh hey look, a smoothie there. Where K. Rool before was the final boss, but then this bit going up to the surface is like the semi-freebie handled in a different way kind of final boss, where the real challenge came before, but now this is a slightly different format. Oh, look whose big hairy mug finally turned up. Listen up and listen good, it'd serve you well to hear this. It took some effort, but I worked out that crook's hiding spot. That's right. Got his whole plan figured out. I guess he would have been saying this throughout the game, huh? What am I talking about, you ask? Oh, no one. Just a fiend behind all of these banana burglaries. No heart is safe. I would have sent some muscle to stop him, but you're taking off for your little mining misadventure. No choice but to do it all myself. I knew the fiend at fault, so I got on Rampy and left the island behind. It should have been you digging all the way down here after that banana bandit. Better thank me for doing your job. What a rotten crook. To think that he would steal so many bananas, then try to escape this underground world. He must have been pretty scared of me to have fled all the way down here, huh? Ah, forget it. You beat that crook of a croc I was chasing, so I won't give you too much guff. Just the usual amount. That's all I have to say for now. Now you can bet that'll change, so Cranky knew about King K. Rool. Here, I got something for ya. Heck yeah, man. I'll take that. Cranky's England Isle rant. So yeah, I guess there's a rant in all the places, and I missed all of them until the very end. High five. Which is kind of funny, I will say. What are we listening to right now? Fear Factory Donkey Kong Country Remix is what this is. By Noteblock, I believe. Yeah, that's a Noteblock one. So I thought it was going to be something like that, where it's like, hey, the real final boss was before, now it's like a slightly different format, easier kind of thing. But I was like, it'd be really cool if there was a battle on the surface, like we just make it up to the surface and we have like a battle there, but I wasn't entirely sure if we were going to have something like that, because again, I didn't really have a frame of reference. I wasn't sure how hard they were going to go. And then not only did they go there, but we went to New Donk City, and that kind of provided, you know, origins for stuff like Pauline there, and also just like familiar vista and stuff like that. That was really cool to play into. I guess I should tunnel into here. Well, I don't know then. And then like him getting his wish with the Bananza route and turning into like the whole K. Rool place, and it's like using your various Bananza powers to make it all the way to K. Rool across like a crazy landscape. That was really cool. Like, you think about it realistically, I'm sure a whole bunch of people probably died in New Donk City and drowned in like all that rot or got transformed into the rot or something or other. But we're gonna completely ignore that. But it made for a really cool kind of final landscape. It was one of the trademark places of Super Mario Odyssey. And now having it turn into like a crazy linear obstacle course where all this crazy stuff is going on. Like some freaking Crisis City Sonic 06 thing. You found us! 4 of us hid nearby. Find us all. Try. Oh. That was actually really cool. It made for a really cool final battle. And then with King K. Rool having the abilities that he did there, essentially having his own Bananza mode. Whenever, like, your final foe has an ability like you do, but, like, a stronger thing, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool there. Because he was kind of going into his Bananza mode as he's doing his that, and then he transforms into, like, the rotten kind of thing. That was cool. And the music was going so hard, and the remixes of Donkey Kong Country stuff, that was so good. The music throughout this game, I thought, was generally pretty good. Wow. I definitely did enjoy it. But definitely, like, the final act was definitely where it went the hardest with, like, Donkey Kong Country remixes, in my opinion. That's where I enjoy it the most. So, wow, overall, I did definitely enjoy the music of this game. But that's where I enjoyed it the most. And then, I guess, I always talk about the graphics in my reviews. It looks nice! I quite quite like it. It's quite charming. I, like everybody, when the new Donkey Kong was revealed in that first, like, Switch 2 trailer that showed the new Mario Kart and everyone saw the new DK, I was definitely thrown off and like, oh no, just like everyone else. But I think that this has definitely grown on me. I do like what they've done with him. I like the expressiveness that comes with this and stuff. Like the very cartoonish kind of vibes and how it plays into the different Bananza abilities and all of that. Like, very similar looking face. They got that down really well. I think there's a lot of charm that comes with it. The animations in this game are really charming. The cutscenes are really nice. The graphics generally look good. Only real complaint with the graphics that I already mentioned during gameplay is like the fact that it's lagging on a brand new console sometimes. At least it's not persistent. We don't have like a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet situation here. But it's still just came out on a new console that came out like a couple months ago and it's lagging. Like, what the heck, really? So, not super impressed with that, but yeah, it's a charming looking game here. I really like the use of colors in this game. Like, it's really colorful and really pops, but it's not so oversaturated that it's like blinding or annoying or anything like that. It's just really quite charming and I like it. You know, I don't really have anything much to complain about the graphics apart from just lag and stuff. Is all it be there. But yeah, I think that might be it for my review here. If there's anything that I missed, I'll be sure to include it in pinned comment of the video or something like that. In case I remember anything after the fact. Part of me wants to have a semi-complaint saying, man, I wish this game was longer. But, two things. One, the game is essentially as long as you want it to be. Like, how many bananas do you want to go in and collect along the way? Which is kind of cool. Like, how long do you want it to be? And two, it wasn't like this was exactly short. It was not like this was lacking for layers, that there was barely anything. And I feel like the thought of, I wish this was longer, just stems from the fact that this was actually just genuinely a really fun game, and I want it to go on, and all that. And like I said, I will do, like, this little post-game with seeing the Elders and seeing what's going on there and stuff like that. But part of me did want to see more layers, more new areas, more of these objectives on these layers, and more completely different landscapes and stuff like that, because I was genuinely enjoying what was on offer here, but I don't think it was lacking. But that is a thought that I've had, is like, man, I wish there was more. But then you think about it, and it's like, wait, how much time do I even have in this game? What the hell is this remix also? In a Snowbound Land by Noteblock here. I'm not really a big fan of dubstep-y kind of sounds. Part of me is kind of surprised that I added it to this playlist then. Let's manually select a different one. Let's see here. Oh, it doesn't say my hours. Wait, it probably say my hours on, like, my save file, though, right? Save data. I'm curious. Does it not say? It says what current time it is. I want to know how many hours I have in this game. Because it's not like it was, like, super short game by any means. Like, shorter than a lot of the games that I play on this channel, because a lot of the ones that I play are, like, super stupid long RPGs that freaking never end. And of course, something like this wouldn't be able to be the same. But for, like, a 3D platformer kind of thing, it, you know, it has some decent meat to it here. I know off the top of my head that this playthrough is definitely longer than my Mario Odyssey playthrough. I know that I kind of whizzed through that one during Fragapalooza 2022 along with my little cousin, where we were doing the two-player there. He was playing as Cappy. And it is kind of cool that there is, like, a two-player mode in this game in the style of Odyssey, where it's, like, intended for a younger sibling or something like that, where here's something that doesn't require a whole lot of, you know, technical know-how to be able to play. Just kind of aim and do stuff. Well, gold is continuing to fall here. I've heard that apparently it can break the game because there's, like, distant Void Co. seals that you would normally need to get, like, right close beside to break. But apparently Pauline's yelling with the two-player mode can just, like, break them from across the map, which is incredibly funny. Makes me wonder if there's gotta be any speedruns that specifically incorporate two-player just for that kind of thing. But yeah, in terms of the amount of content here, I mean, just looking at the amount of layers, it's not like this is lacking for in-game worlds or anything like that. Like, if you want to count this as a mini thing. Look, even not counting this, we'll say 1, 2, 3, no, 4, 5, let's say 6 now when you're adding this, and this. that all collectively count as like a layer for the other one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I mean 15 essentially. That's not half bad. That's not like it's lacking. So part of me would be tempted to say, oh, here's another complaint, is I just wish there was more. But it's not lacking here. That feeling is stemming from the fact that I was genuinely enjoying this game and just want there to be more, you know? Because it was genuinely fun. You know, because I was streaming Mario Party Jamboree just before this, showcasing the new expansion here, I was mentioning during that after paying $30 for that earlier today, that it really didn't feel all that worth it for, you know, the roller coaster mouse control minigames and mouse control minigames added to the regular mode. Bowser TV of a few minigames for voice stuff and a few minigames for the camera stuff that I didn't get to try out because I don't have a camera. And then like 2 new rule sets for the regular party. Yeah, paying $30 for that, yeah, I don't really think that's worth it realistically. I think that if you own regular Super Mario Party and have a Switch 2, that's really not worth it unless you see yourself using those additional things like a lot or get a kick out of the new rule set. But if there was DLC offered for Donkey Kong Bonanza here, like, was adding new areas, I would be like, alright, well, I don't know what exactly they're adding, but that's worth it there. Like, if I wasn't showcasing this stuff on my channel here, I probably wouldn't have picked this up here. I would have looked into it and been like, oh, that's probably not worth it. But if I wasn't a content creator and there was DLC coming out for Donkey Kong Bonanza, I would probably just be like, alright, I don't need to look into what's in that. I just know that that is something that I would like to play. I would probably go and play it. So yeah, I very much quite enjoyed this game. Would this be a snake thing? I wonder. Let's see here. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what exactly you do here. Meh. It's whatever. Time's almost up. I know. Well, whatever. Oh, I remember what my other gameplay complaint was. This one actually is one that bothered me a decent bit. So, let's say I activate my Bananza, and, you know, it's starting to whittle down my meter a little bit. But then I'm like, oh, you know what? Never mind. And then I deactivate it. I am glad that the meter recharges, like, the stuff that I didn't use. But let's say I'm at, like, 98% now. Well, I still can't activate it. So, if I do that, and then I realize a moment later, oh, wait a second, I actually did want to use my Bananza ability here. There's a thing here that I would like to do. Well, now I can't unless I use one of my consumable smoothies there, and if I don't have any of those, then I'm just screwed, because I can't activate it unless it's fully charged. So I would have really liked to have the ability to activate it without it being fully charged. It's just that, like, then it doesn't last as long or something like that. Like, I should be able to activate it here without using the smoothie, but then it's like, I just don't go into it with a full meter or something like that. Because that is really, really annoying if I activate it, go, oh wait, never mind. But then I realize after deactivating it, oh wait a second, I do actually need it. But now I'm at like that 98% there, and now I can't activate it unless I go out and find more gold. Or if that's not even an option, use a smoothie, or if that's not an option, I'm just screwed. I'm stuck in some area. I gotta fast travel out or something like that. So those situations felt real bad. I really wish that I could activate without having a full meter. Or something. Or like maybe you don't have a full meter, and then when you activate it, it has half of what that meter says. So if I have 98% here, then it would give me like 46% or something like that of my meter when I activate it. So there's still some kind of consequence. But still give me the option to activate it instead of just being locked out of it. Because I changed my mind, but then realized it was wrong of me to change my mind. You know, that's another gameplay complaint that I had. But yeah, overall, really quite like this game. I had a lot of things to say about this game. Look at the current time. Yeah, I gotta get some sleep. I'm gonna be heading out of town tomorrow, technically today. I'll be gone through the weekend. And then when I'm back, we'll be doing some more stream stuff. Maybe not in this game immediately, because yeah, I think, Fragapalooza is only like 2 weeks away here. So, maybe I will just hold off on playing this game until at least then. And then if I have some extra time during Fragapalooza, sure, I'll play a little bit of the post-game of this just to see what it's about and see if I can do that. If I don't have time at Fragapalooza, then, like, oh well, I didn't have time at Fragapalooza, because there's going to be a lot of things I'm doing at that event. And then I'll just end up continuing doing the post-game sometime after that weekend of August 7th to 10th. Either way, one way or another, I would like to do the epilogue of it. But yeah, maybe I'll chill out on this game for a couple weeks, catch up on some other stuff around here, which is honestly not all that much stuff. I'm actually pretty on top of, like, the current game stuff, and I'll probably add another game to the game queue here pretty soon. Lately, I've been debating about potentially starting Bloodborne pretty soon. Maybe. Maybe. And then get the main game of that done before HalloLand, and then I do the DLC of it, start to finish, as a self-contained thing at HalloLand, and that'd be fitting for the Halloween LAN event. So, that's what I've been thinking here lately. But we'll see. No promises, just ideas that have been going through my head. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and save here. I think I already saved when I was checking my thingamabob there. But save again, just to be safe. So yeah, for now, that was Donkey Kong Bananza. That was really cool. I really quite enjoyed that. And Gangplank Galleon went so hard. That was so good. Like, why is it lagging as I switch over to, like, my ending screen? Is it loading, like, a lot of elements? It just froze. My stream die? It says I'm still streaming. Nope. Oh, my stream briefly died. That's why it was lagging. I was wondering what was going on there. I wondered if my internet went down for a hot second there, because my bitrate went down to absolutely nothing. That would have been a really funny place for things to die. Anyway. That wraps up the main stuff of Donkey Kong Bananza. I'll play a little bit more of this at some point, because it's just genuinely a fun game. But yeah, thank you for the stream. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and good night all. Appreciate that there, DW. And yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep here. Hope everyone enjoyed the Donkey Kong Bananza playthrough. I'll play a little bit more of this game yet at some point. Maybe at Fragapalooza in, like, this big crowded venue with hundreds of people. It'll be great. Just you wait. Or maybe I won't have the time to do it there, and we'll see. We shall see. But whenever it is, until next time, take care and see ya. Goodbye.